Hello and welcome to Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. As always, I want to thank you for joining this podcast. I know you're busy, as I always say, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come over here and hang out with me. So today, let me ask you something. What would you do if somebody dropped $1 million in your lap right now? Be honest. Would your life change for the better? Or would you just upgrade your problems? Now, let me say something that might hit a little different. If you can't manage $100, you won't be able to manage $1 million. And I know that doesn't feel good to hear, but it's real. And I can tell you from experience that that's true. Not that I've ever had $1 million, but managing money, that's a challenge for a lot of us. So, most people, we don't have a money problem. They have a habit problem. We've been trained to think that the issue is income. If I just made more money, I'd be good to go. But look around. There are many people making six figures and above and are still living paycheck to paycheck. There are athletes, celebrities, people who made millions and lost it all. Why? Because money doesn't fix behavior. It exposes it. If you don't know how to handle money at a low level, you will not suddenly become disciplined at a high level. That's just not how it works. So let's break it down simple. If you can't hold on to $100, what makes you think you'll hold on to $100,000? If you're impulsive with small purchases, you'll be impulsive with big ones. Instead of fast food, now it's expensive dinners. Instead of small Amazon buys, now it's luxury shopping. Instead of small debt, now it's massive debt. The habits don't change, they just scale. And that's the part that nobody wants to talk about. Let's keep it real for a second. A lot of us, including myself at many times, we've had money come in and disappear just as fast. Not because we're dumb. Obviously, we knew how to make the money. And not because we don't work hard, because we have to work hard to get the money. But because we were not intentional. Money came in with no plan. So it left with no resistance at all. And when you're in a tough spot financially, it forces you to see things differently. Let me restate that. When you're in a tough spot financially, it forces you to see things differently. You start realizing it's not just about making money. It's really about managing it. And here's the real skill that nobody teaches. Can you tell yourself no? Not when it's easy, but when you really want something. Can you let money sit without touching it? Avoid spending just because you feel like it. Delay gratification. Because discipline is the difference between people who build wealth and people who stay stuck in cycles. It's not sexy. It's not flashy. But it's everything. So here's where your life starts to change. You stop looking at money as something to spend, and you start looking at it as something to manage. Every single dollar has a purpose. That $20, it's not just something to blow. That $50, it has direction. That $100, it has responsibility. You start asking yourself, where is this money supposed to go? What can I buy with it? Let me restate that. Where is this money supposed to go? Instead of, what can I buy with it? Sorry about that. I got lost in my own podcast here because this is something really near and dear to my heart. That shift right there, that's what separates people. And remember, I've said it. I've been that guy who stood in line 7 o'clock in the morning to get my Jordans when I was in my 20s. I've been that guy who's gone on vacation and spent more money than he should have when he was in his 20s. Heck, I did that something in my 30s. No plan. I didn't grow up with a plan. I didn't have people in my life to teach me a plan because everybody around me was working to put food on the table, but never learned themselves how to manage money. So the cycle continues until you break it. I digress. Think about it like this. Managing money is a muscle. And right now, a lot of people are trying to lift 1,000,000 pounds with no training. But if you can manage $50 consistently, $100 consistently, $500 consistently, you're building strength. You're building discipline. You're building control. So when bigger money comes, you're ready for it. Now to close this out, everybody wants $1,000,000, but not everybody is preparing for it. So don't focus on chasing more money right now. Focus on becoming better with what you already have. Because if you can manage $100 the right way, you won't just get to $1,000,000. You'll get there and be able to keep it and grow it even further. So, as I stated, this is something near and dear to my heart. You guys know I'm in a season right now, especially if you're listening to this podcast. We're in March of 2026. I'm in one hell of a season. So what I can do and what I control is learning the error of my ways, teaching myself new ways so that when life turns around and I start bringing money in again, I do things differently, not repeat the same patterns over and over again. Because that's the power that we hold. What do we teach ourselves in the moments when we have nothing but time to teach ourselves? You can sit there and say, woe is me, or you can try to get better. What we want to do, and what I'm hoping that this podcast does, is help you to think about making yourself the best version of yourself possible. With that, this is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I appreciate you listening. I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week.